You obviously have unique work that separates you from a lot of other directors, which I like. But how do you pick your projects?
How do I pick my projects? I think my projects pick me. I get an idea or something begins to brew inside of me that takes me over. The times that hasn't happened was with Fisher King and Fear Loving, 12 Monkeys. Those were scripts that I didn't write that I thought were so extraordinary that would never get through the system, so one should do them just to prove they can get through the system.
Hello, Mr. Gilliam. I'm a great fan of yours, especially when you do the animations for Monty Python and stuff. And my question is, what was your inspiration when you were doing those Monty Python animations? And also, did stuff like that contribute to your movies, one up every time?
I mean, the problem with Python is we had no money and we had a very short amount of time to produce stuff. So the only way I could do things within the constraints was with cutout animation. And I would literally go and dig out books that I loved, paintings I loved, and make a mess of them if I could. Play with them, play with images. And it really involved, I think the real inspiration was staying up several all-nighters a week. That does wonderful things for freeing up the mind. And I continually do it. When I run out of ideas, I don't sleep. That's the trick.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Anthony. Vern, I'd just like to say it's nice to meet you. You know, you're one of my... I lived in Austin Powers.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. You know, my question is just in two words or two names. Heath Ledger. You know, Terry, Vern, can you please tell me your experiences of working with him? You know, I've loved almost every movie he's made.
For me, it was just, I feel lucky to have had that brief moment of getting to know Heath. It was a tragic accident, what happened, and you know, just having that short time that we did, and the personality that Heath has, and the nice, generous person that he is, he brings that feeling that you've known him for such a long time, and that's the way I felt, and I still feel that, you know, he has been my friend for years, but, you know, it was just an honor and a privilege, and, you know, I don't regret me being in the film. I regret what happened, and it's very sad, but I think the film, once you guys see it, well, I think you guys will really enjoy it.
I won't say, I mean, Heath was an exceptional actor, an exceptional human being, and he was very old. I always thought Heath was 100 years old or 200. There was a wisdom about him that was far, far beyond his years. Very special person, and the idea of each film he was doing, he was getting better, he was expanding, he was playful, he was fearless, and we won't ever get to see what that was going to be. I think he would have been the greatest actor, his and a couple other generations as well.
Mr. Gilliam, I'm a huge fan, and I just wanted to know where you get your inspiration from, because obviously, like the guy with the hat said, you have a very unique look to all your films, which is a great thing, and kind of a wacky and wonderful twisted fairy tale seems to be the way you describe most of your films. And I just wanted to know where you get your inspiration and what you look to sort of morph your films into these crazy worlds.
It's funny, I actually see the world that you see on my films as normal. Everybody else says they're crazy and weird. I just thought that's what the world was like. And I was trying to be a documentary, an honest documentary filmmaker. It never seems to come off that way, though, does it? I mean, I think most of my inspiration comes from literature, paintings, music, and not as much from films as you would think. Thank you.
I happen to think you're an amazing documentary man.
Thank you.
But both of you worked. Your presence is. I'm drawing a blank here. This is kind of crazy. Rum Diaries. Thank you. Rum Diaries. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Both of you in an amazing film, and unlike my other favorite, Brazil, you guys can do a sequel. You guys can do Rum Diaries.
What are you talking about?
No idea.
What is wrong with you, man? He's on drugs. That person's on drugs. Somebody where are the police? I think you're talking, are you talking about Fear and Loathing?
Yes, I've been battling Twilight people to ask a question. This has been a crazy Comic-Con. We're all a little... Damn! No, Johnny's been and gone. Rum Diaries we don't talk about. And I apologize for bringing it up.
Fear and Loathing was a great book. I mean, it really made a huge impact on me. I was of that generation. And the only thing I lied about, I said when I made the movie at the end I was going to take acid, and I still haven't. I still haven't taken acid. So I'm not as honest a documentary filmmaker as I'd like to think I am.
From seeing the preview clips, I think you're lying to us right now.
I like your attitude. That's the spirit, man.
Mr. Gilliam, you are one of my favorite directors. You are.
Oh, stop it. Just stop it.
I know this was a while ago for you, but J.K. Rowling wanted you to do the first Harry Potter movie, and you were quoted as saying that the end result was pedestrian. And I was just wondering, what would you have done differently?
I wouldn't have put the pedestrian crossing in, I think. That was the first thing. There wouldn't have been any guards telling children walk, children don't walk, any of that stuff. That'd be right out. If I'd done something, I would hope it would be closer to what Alfonso Cuarón did with the third one, which I thought was brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Gilliam. It's an honor to have a Python here in San Diego. Welcome to San Diego. And so my question is, I'm sure there's a lot of actors who would love to work under your direction. And working on Apprentices, who are some of the actors that you had to chase after for you to cast? To cast for your movie. Like, did you have to approach any of the actors as opposed to actors being interested in being...
Yeah, I mean, always when you start, you've got a script, you've got ideas, and then you start looking for, hopefully, the right people. Sometimes they approach you, sometimes you approach them. It's always just a kind of feeling in the dark the whole time. I don't have a plan. I don't really have a plan for much of anything. What I always do is want to work with people that are a joy to be with, because making films is really hard, and if we're in good company, we laugh, we have a great time because the work is hard, so let's enjoy it while we're all struggling in the mud. So I prefer actors that are happy to struggle in the mud with a smile on their face.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Mr. Gilliam. I'm a huge fan. And when you came on stage, you seemed a little upset that you weren't gonna talk about what you're doing next, which means that you already know what you're doing next. And I watched the clips and I'm pretty overwhelmed. And I'm just thinking, what could come next?
Well, I can honestly say we've finally got the rights to Don Quixote back. After 7 or 8 years of not reading the script because it was perfect, I read it. We've rewritten it. It wasn't perfect, and maybe that huge, those many years, that gap has been good for the film.